Hello and welcome back to my channel English is Easy. So today what I am going to teach you is how to transform sentence from direct to indirect. It can also be called narration. So before starting this video, I would like to request you to like my channel and share it as much as you can, because your valuable likes and your share will give chances to others to get to know of these things. This is a very easiest thing I will teach you in the most easiest way so that you can do these things within no time. So let's get started. What is a direct sentence and how it can be changed into an indirect sentence? So before starting the thing, we must know that there are some things which we have to know. That means, what are the things on the very pillars of it, these things is being done. Okay, so first of all we have to remember a thing, that is principle or reporting verb. This is the most important thing while doing direct to indirect, because this will lead you to know how you can change the sentence, because this plays a very important role. How? I am going to tell you like. First of all, for example, if a sentence, direct sentence, if it says that the teacher said you have done well, full stop, inverted comma, close. So first of all, in this sentence, what you have to see is that this thing, this is the subject, or you can say this is the thing by which everything is going to be changed accordingly. Not only that, the most important part is this. This is called the reporting verb or principal verb. Everything depends on this, because this is the only thing by which you are going to change this whole sentence. And the next thing what you have to see is this punctuations, this comma, these inverted commas, full stops, and all these things, because they are also very much related to this. Okay, so if I change this sentence into indirect, what I am going to write? So the sentence will change. The teacher said, or you can write it as told. Then what I'm going to bring from outside, that is that, because it is joining the sentence. It is acting as a conjunction and it is joining these sentences, because I'm going to remove the punctuations. The teacher said that or told that I can transform this pronoun into any other pronouns. See what I can do. The teacher said that or told that they had done well. Now you are going to ask me, sir, how these things have changed in such a different way? Yes, obviously that's a good question, because as you can see, this pronoun has changed into they, and present perfect tense has already been changed into past perfect tense. So what is the fact in this? Because this principal verb, it shows us, first of all we have to see whether the principal verb is in past tense or not. Because if the principal verb is in past tense, then the whole sentence within the inverted comma, it will change into past tense, because it will happen. So as it is past tense, so therefore within the inverted comma, the sentence which you are seeing in this board, that is present perfect tense. So it has transformed into past perfect tense. So this is the basic fact. Now, what are the changes related to this? I am going to show you. Verb is the most important thing because the principal verb just tells you how you are going to change the sentence. That means in which tense you are going to change the sentence. Because if the principal verb is in past tense, then when you are changing the sentence to the indirect, then the whole sentence will change into past tense. But if the principal verb is in present tense, what you are going to do? You are not going to change the tense of the sentence given within the inverted comma, because there will be no change of it. It will remain in the tense it was or it is. Okay, there will be no change in it. So you have to be very careful whether the principal verb is in past tense or it is in present tense, because if the principal verb or reporting verb is in past tense, all the whole sentence will change into past tense. But if it is in present tense, the tense of the sentence will not change. And one more important thing is that in a direct sentence, as you have seen the example, so in the direct sentence, the sentence is given by using punctuation. But while you are transforming the sentence into indirect sentence, you have to remove those punctuations. And while removing those punctuations, you have to bring these things, because it is joining both the sentence, combining it into a single sentence. So therefore, what I am in need is this thing. So be very careful about this. It is a very important thing. So you have to learn these things. Now coming to rule number 1. So as you are changing the sentences from direct to indirect, you have to remember certain changes, because otherwise the sentence which you are transforming will not be accurate or correct, because these are the most necessary things, or you can say these are the backbones of this direct to indirect sentence. So rule number 1, that is changes of pronouns. In my previous video in voice change also, you have seen that there are changes of pronouns. So in this thing also, from direct to indirect also, there will be changes of pronouns. So as you can see, he will transform into him or his. If I, in this line, this will be written in direct. Okay, and these things on my left hand side, those will be given in the direct sentence. On my right hand side, these things you have to change while you are changing the sentence into indirect. Okay, so he will change into him or his, she will transform into her, you or your. These things will change either into his or him or she or her or their or its. Now you will ask me, how can I understand which one will I have to use? Yes. When the sentence, the direct sentence will be given to you in your questions, what do you have to see? You have to see that what pronoun or noun is being used on the before the reporting verb or before the principal verb. Because by that thing, you are going to change the rest of the pronouns of the sentence within the inverted comma accordingly. So you have to be very careful while you are solving those questions. They will change into them, we will change into our. So I am going to show you one example by using you. If it says, she said, comma, within inverted comma, you are very generous. Full stop, inverted comma, close. So in this sentence, as you can see, you. But you can ask me one thing, because here, by looking at this sentence, you cannot determine whether this you is a female or male or something else. So here in this sentence, you can put any of this. Suppose if I change, she said that use any of this. He or she was very generous. You can use anything here because as you cannot determine by looking at this pronoun what this you symbolizes. So here you can use this. For example, relating to this, if it says the officer or the man said to the boy, comma, within inverted comma, you are a fool. So in this sentence, how you are going to change it? Because now you have to see that what pronoun is being used here. Because the man said to the boy, man told the boy, and here the you will is directly related to this boy. So is a boy, is a male person, and so you are going to change the you according to this two. So let me change this. The man told the boy that, you will change into he was a fool. So how this changes, now you can get hold of it, because this is the most critical thing, because you have to determine, but you have to decide which things you are going to change this thing. So now I think you are quite clear about this. Now what I am going to show you, that is rule number 2. This is also very important, because in direct to indirect sentence we have to be very minute, because there are several changes. Because if you leave out only a single change, then the sentence will be wrong. So you have to be very minute, very careful, and you have to give your full concentration while doing these changes. So in rule number 2, what I can see, changes of time. So today will change into this or that day. These portions, today, yesterday, tomorrow, these will be given in direct sentence. So when you are transforming these direct sentences into indirect, then today will change into this or that day according to your own will, because if you write this day, then also it will be correct. If you write that day, then also it will be correct. Yesterday will change into the previous day, or you can write the day before. Both are correct, because yesterday will change into this. Tomorrow will change into the next day. Okay. So today will change into this or that day. Yesterday will change into the previous day or the day before. Tomorrow will change into the next day. So when you are going to transform from the direct to indirect sentence, if in the direct sentence these times being mentioned, while you are changing them into indirect sentence, you have to be very careful and you have to do these changes accordingly, or the sentence will not be correct. After that, there are some other changes. If in a direct sentence there is mention of now, so when you will change into indirect sentence, now will change into then. If there is ago will change into before. Thus will change into so. These, THESE, these will change into those. Hither will change into thither. Come will change into go. Hence will change into thence, next week or the next month. In the direct sentence, obviously these left hand sides, these are all, these words will be mentioned in direct sentences. And the left and right hand side words you have to change while you are transforming the sentence from direct to indirect. Hither will change into thither, come will go change into go, hence will change into thence, next week or the next month will change into following week or following month. These will change into that, here will change into there. But remember one thing, do not change from back to the front. That means if there is mentioned there, do not in direct sentence, if there is mentioned within the inverted commas, do not change while transforming the sentence there to here. or then to now or before to ago, because that will not do. It can go only on this way. Okay, so you have to be very careful. So note this down, because you will need these always while changing from direct to indirect sentence. These are the very important things. So note these things down and remember, I will show you, that is rule number 4 and rule number 5. These are also very important. Why? Because in rule number 4, what we can see that in indirect speech, tense do not change if the words used within the quotes talk about habitual action or universal truth. So first of all, we have to know what is universal truth or habitual action, because some actions which is a very habitually been done, or some truths which are being told which will never change its position. That means here in this sentence, as you can see, he said, "The rolling stone gathers the moss." This is an universal truth. That means it's a proverb. It is used to say that the people who used to work, continuously work, they never become lazy, or their work never go in a work will always go on. So as you can see these things, so how I am going to change this sentence? So in indirect, I will write like this: he said that rolling stone gathers no moss. So as you can see here, the principal verb is in past tense itself. Even if it is past tense, I have not changed the tense of within the inverted comma, because in case of universal truth or in case of any habitual actions, you are no need of changing the tense within the quotation. So you have to be very careful while changing this. You have to understand which are the universal truth or which are the habitual action, because if a habitual action or an universal truth is being mentioned here in the direct sentence, you are never going to change the tense of that question. Okay, there may be some other examples also, like this: the priest said within inverted comma, God sees the truth but waits. So within the inverted comma, the sentence is in present tense, and when you are going to transform the sentence, you will simply change it. The priest said that God sees the truth but waits. You are not going to change it into past tense. You are never going to change that tense. Okay, so you have to remember that thing. Next, rule number 5, what does it say? The tense of a direct sentence do not change if the reporting or the principal verb is in future or present tense. I have already told you in the very beginning of the video that when the reporting verb is in present tense, you are not going to change the tense. So I am writing it down again for you, for your help. That is, it will not change. See, she says or she will say. So it's a present tense, future tense. So in whichever it is given, you are not going to change the tense of this sentence. What it says? She says, will say, comma, within inverted comma, I am going home. So when you are changing this sentence, what are you going to write? She says or will say that she is going home. See, I have not changed the tense. Okay, the pronoun will change, every other things will change, but the tense is not going to change. You have to be very careful about this, because if you change tense in this case, then the sentence will be wrong. So be very careful, and you can note this down. So it will help. What we are going to see is that these are the 3 things. These are also very important, because why? See these things. Simple past if the direct sentence is in simple past. So obviously in that case, the direct sentence when it will change into indirect, how it will change? It will change into past perfect. Direct sentence, for example, here it is given, she said they had arrived on Sunday. I have circled it. Arrived, it is in simple past. So when you are going to change the sentence into indirect sentence, how you will change? She said that they had arrived on Sunday. See these circling words. because it represents that whenever your direct sentence is given in simple past, you are going to change it into past perfect. You have to remember these things, otherwise you cannot make that thing correct. Okay, so you have to go through this. Next, number B, what it is? Past continuous will change its position into past perfect continuous tense. How come? This is direct sentence. For example, they told me we were playing football. See this subtle out words. Were playing, that means past continuous tense. Whenever there is past continuous tense in direct sentence, how you are going to change it? You are going to change it like this. They told me that they had been playing football, because past continuous tense is going to change into past perfect continuous tense. So be very careful about these things. Next, number C, future continuous tense. It will change into conditional continuous. How come? These are the examples. Direct sentence, here it will be given, she said, I will be disposing the old computer next week. And how you are going to change? She said that she would be disposing the old computer the following week. Remember this thing. I have told you in the table that whenever there is mentioned next week or next month, it will change in indirect sentence as following week or following month. See, these changes have been done. So these are the important things. You have to remember these things all throughout your life. Okay. So most important thing is interrogative sentence. How you are going to change a direct sentence when it is given in interrogative form into indirect sentence. So here in interrogative sentences, you have to remember one thing. It has been divided into two sections. Number one, what is it? It is when the question, it consists of interrogative words like what, when, which, who, where. These are the WH words or interrogative words. So number one, in what form it can come? Where the indirect sentence will be given in by using these things. And another word, number two, how the questions will appear? It will appear without any WH words or interrogative words. For example, she said, when will you return my book? Question mark, inverted comma, close. So this is a question which you can see there is a interrogative word or WH word. So how am I going to change this thing? Simple. She asked. So remember one thing. Up till now, these principle or reporting verb, it hasn't been changed. Now it has been changed. Now this said has become asked because you were inquiring something. Okay, so she asked, and one more thing, which is the foremost thing, that is, in interrogative sentences, you are not going to use that. Till now, in each and every sentence, we are using that because to join the sentence, to combine the two sentences. Now we are not going to use this. How we will change it? See, she asked when. You, as you cannot determine what you can be changed into, so you can use anything. She asked when he would return her book. Full stop. the interrogative sign will change. Here you are going to use full stop because no more there is interrogation. And what are the changes? As you can see, we are not using that. Another change is we have changed the pronoun. You can be changed into any of these as we cannot determine from the principal or reporting verb. And next change is that it belongs to her. That means it will change into her. So these are the changes which you can see. Okay. So now if you have understood this thing, now I am going to show you an example by not using interrogative words. How can? She said, do you know the man? Question mark, inverted comma, close. Now you have to remember one thing. Note it down very carefully because these are going to come in your exams. So without any WH word, then what I am going to use? I am going to use if or whether. Any one of it, either or. Okay. So here in this sentence, either of these words I am going to use. What? She asked if. You can be changed into anything. If he knew the man. Full stop. See how I have changed it. Now this portion, it is being done without using interrogative words, because here in this portion, can you see the question is being done by using tense. So now we have changed it into she asked by using if he knew the man. So this will change like this. So interrogative sentence will be of two types. One by using the interrogative words or WH words, and another one without using those things. So in both these cases, as I have shown you, you have to change like that. So be very careful. You can write an interrogative sentence. There is imperative sentence. What is imperative? In voice change, you know that imperative means order, command, request. So these are the things. In imperative sentence, these will be used. Here in imperative sentence, remember, you cannot use that. In interrogative sentence, you cannot use that, but while combining the two sentences, in imperative sentence also you cannot use that. Instead of that, in imperative sentence, what you are going to use, that is to. This infinitive will be used. How? For example, see, the officer said, but comma close. The officer said, bring me the file now. So this is a command. This is an order. So how can you write that? This said, it will change. So here I will write the officer ordered to. This to, the infinitive, is joining the sentence. The officer ordered to bring. The officer can be a female or a male. Bring him the file. Now we'll change into then. The officer ordered to bring him the file then. If in case of a request, how will you understand that? It's very easy. The priest said, comma, then inverted comma, please bring me a glass of water. So how will you change that? The priest requested to bring him a glass of water. So this is how we are going to change the imperative sentence. So you have to know this, you have to learn this. Practice as much as you could do, because practice makes man perfect. You know that very well. So these are the things. Imperative sentence, that is giving you order, command or request, and this is how you are going to change. In imperative sentence, no, that will not be used. Instead, to will be used to join the sentence or to combine the sentence. So go through this, learn this by. Not the least is exclamatory sentence. How you will understand exclamatory sentence, because there will be given exclamatory words as an interjection. So you have to go through them very carefully. Which exclamatory words? And you will also be, there will be exclamation sign. By looking into the sentence carefully, by understanding them, you will understand that the sentence is in exclamatory sentence. So in exclamatory sentence, what is the most important thing? That is, you are again going to use the conjunction that. In interrogative sentence, in imperative sentence, you are not going to use that. But in exclamatory sentence, again, like previously, you are going to use that. For example, and one more thing, the principal verb will change into like this, exclaimed with joy, or exclaimed with sorrow. This represents when the sentence, when the thing what is being said is in happier mood, and the second one, when the sentence is being said when some sad events had happened. So now, for example, the boys said, "Hooray, we have won the game." Full stop, invert comma, close. How you will change that? The boys exclaimed with joy that they had won the game. Okay, so you have to go through these things, because in case of hooray, that means it is showing joy, it is expressing some emotional outburst which related to happiness. And now we are going to change it like this. See, the said has changed into exclaimed with joy. So you have to remember this thing very carefully, because you have to use this in sentence. So the boy exclaimed with joy. Now see, what are the changes? These exclamatory word with the exclamation sign vanishes. The boy exclaimed with joy that they had won the game. So how the sentence has transformed itself? This is the thing. Okay, so now another example. For another example, that is, the boys said, "Alas, we have lost the game." Okay, so in this sentence, how can we change? The boys exclaimed with sorrow that they had lost the game. So this is been done very easily. See the changes? Okay, see the changes. That exclamatory word with the exclamation sign vanishes and the sentence is being changed like this. So these are the tricks by which you can solve as much as direct to indirect sentences. Practice this by heart. Give your full concentration while you are doing these things, because there are very minute changes which you have to do. And if you once get this concept clearly in your head, you will never make any mistakes while doing these things. So I hope that I have made you clear, make myself clear, and I have made you understand how you will transform the sentences. So if you have understood this, if you have liked my video, please share, like and subscribe as much as you can do, because your precious like will make me very happy, and I will be very glad, and I will be bringing back more and more videos of this kind so that it can help you in your exams, in your school, doing solving the grammar language, and it will bring you good marks. I hope you have understood these things, and I wish you have a very nice day to all of you.